YeoWoo hadn't wanted to work with Athelas from the first. It had been merely necessary and useful. That being the case, she found it irritating that he had been the one to sever the connection. She also regretted that it had been severed so very quickly as to make it impossible for him to assist her in anything further. As she went to leave the house again that afternoon after lunch, YeoWoo huffed out a small, annoyed hiss of air, unable to stop her thoughts from circling back to the point of irritation. It wasn't as though she couldn't break into Peregrine's house without Athelas. She could, and had in the past, done everything that needed to be done by herself. She didn't need Athelas. He would have been useful, but she had always been alone, and likely always would be. It was ridiculous to get used to having someone with her, especially when that someone was as likely to stab her in the back as any of her enemies were to stab her in the front. As YeoWoo passed the sitting room at the front of the house, the scent of behindkind hit her nose at just about the same time as Athelas' voice hailed her from the same room. "My dear," he said, approaching the door, "you're not leaving already, are you? I believe we were supposed to go together." YeoWoo threw him a cold look. What was the twisty old fay up to now? She had ignored the knock on the front door that she'd heard some 15 minutes previously, for the two very good reasons that Camellia would see to it, and YeoWoo herself simply didn't want to bother. She would have expected the same from Athelas. Inspector Goo's voice said from within the room, "We did say that we'd call on you if we needed you." Athelas turned his head to address the inspector over his shoulder, just in time to avoid seeing YeoWoo's malicious smile. "Miss YeoWoo has some business with the elder Peregrine today," he explained. "Of course, if you insist that your business is more important, there's nothing else to say. I will be entirely at your disposal.